They started from Gamston to Bingham with a little swipe right.
Louisa got her figures confused and unintentionally lied about her height. 5'11", she said, but Michael could see that this wasn't true. But they were already at the bar, so what could he do?
The drinks went down and the evening went by. Michael pushed his travel sickness aside and survived the bus ride.
They made it official, but it didn't take long for the relocation call. Could long distance be their downfall?
Although not easy, they made it work. Between nursing animals and managing trains, trips were planned and memories made. From the Cotswolds to Portugal to European road trip, although cut short by a pandemic blip.
The year 2021, with the support of everyone, the Mini was packed and the next chapter began. Redhead Road became their first home. It didn't take long for them to make it their own.
But one thing for sure, and they did agree, it wasn't complete until 2 became 3. Arthur he was named, and in their hearts he was soon in, even growing a ginger beard to become Michael's twin.
Plenty of food dates and walks along the coast, but yet another lockdown given time to learn to cook as a ghost.
They test each other daily, but constantly have each other's back, supporting each other's dreams and keeping each other on track. She knows she isn't the easiest, with her constant overthinking, but neither is he, with his particular ways and occasional sessions of drinking.
But he helps calm her anxiety twitches while she puts up with the harms that drunken switches.
They often compromise on a thriller or crime, although Louisa is hidden behind a pillow half of the time.
A holiday started 4 years on, only he knew it was going to be a special one. Lake Garda was the place surrounded by stunning views. Little did she know shared dreams were about to come true.
Although she had stopped to moan her ankle was a mess, there was no doubt in her answer, of course it was a yes. Wedding planning began, and here we are today, grateful to be sharing this very special day.
So remember, marriage is a journey, not a destination, that goes beyond a wedding, a public celebration.
A new chapter awaits, but cherish each day, no matter what happens or is thrown your way.
Every day won't be a dream, but you're in this together, and you make an amazing team, whatever the weather.
Individual, unique, and bright. Get a turn and face Michael, do you take Louisa to be your lawful wedded wife?
I do.
Please repeat after me. I, Michael George Donald.
I, Michael George Donald.
Take you, Louisa
Take you, Louisa Alice
Alice Foster.
Foster.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my wedded wife.
And Louisa, do you take Michael to be your lawful wedded husband?
I do.
Please repeat after me. I, Louisa Alice Foster.
I, Louisa Alice Foster.
Take you, Michael George Donald.
Take you, Michael George Donald.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
And to make those vows just a little bit more personal, they've also chosen to make some personal vows in front of you as their witnesses. So Michael, again repeating after me. Louisa, I promise to honour you.
Louisa, I promise to honour you.
To grow with you for the whole of my life.
To grow with you for the whole of my life.
I will love you and care for you.
I will love you and care for you.
Trust and be honest with you.
Trust and be honest with you.
In good times and bad times.
In good times and bad times.
I will share your interests.
I will share your interests.
And hopes for the future.
And hopes for the future.
I will laugh with you.
I will laugh with you.
I will cry with you.
I will cry with you.
I will be with you.
I will be with you.
Should we cross that bit out? He'll definitely do the laughing. The beard. He's got the important bit.
I'll do the crying for 2.
Louisa, your turn. Michael, I promise to honour you.
Michael, I promise to honour you,
To grow with you for the whole of my life.
to grow with you for the whole of my life,
To love and care for you.
to love and care for you,
Trust and be honest with you.
trust and be honest with you,
In good times and bad times.
in good times and bad times.
I will share your interests and hopes for the future.
I will share your interests and hopes for the future.
I will laugh with you.
I will laugh with you.
I will cry with you.
I will cry with you.
I will be with you.
And what was the last?
Be with you.
And I will be with you.
We're now going to move to that very special part of your wedding ceremony where your wedding rings are exchanged. Louisa, I give you this ring
Louisa, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage
as a sign of our marriage
and my love for you.
and my love for you.
I promise you my friendship,
I promise you my friendship,
my respect,
my respect,
and my trust forever.
and my trust forever.
And then push that ring fully onto her finger. Perfect fit. Again, third finger of his left hand and just hold it there while you say to him, Michael, I give you this ring
Michael, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage
as a sign of our marriage
and my love for you.
and my love for you.
I promise you my friendship,
I promise you my friendship,
my respect,
my respect,
and my trust forever.
and my trust forever.
And now pronounce you husband and wife. Would you like to kiss your bride?
I hope this is right. Louisa is a Virgo and Michael is a Gemini. So yes, ahead of the Virgo and Gemini couple lies a long and scenic road. Unfortunately, there's 7 hours of delay due to unforeseen congestion, and you can't see any scenery through the thick fog, and the car in front is blaring in the back of the one. Anywho, he's a guy who matches your kindness, your sense of adventure, and your love for your family and friends. And no matter what any horoscope says, I believe that you're journey together was written at the start. Say you will, say you won't, say you'll do what I don't, say you're true, say to me, say to me. Today you said I do, and we can all see that we're true to one another. So we could all raise our glasses and say after me, say to me.
Now, as we all know, it's the father's duty to give away his daughter. This is an old custom, tradition, who knows? But I wouldn't give away my daughter. She's too good for me. So, Michael, are we going to have a few negotiations later?
A few sheep.
2 sheep? I don't need 2 sheep. No, I'm sorry. Second thoughts, you can have her. And Anne, Catherine, yourself, thank you both for being with Louisa, being for her, while she's been up in South Shields. We appreciate it, and Louisa appreciates it. But I'll say it right now. So, thank you very much on behalf of Kath and myself. Will you please join me? Be upstanding and raise your glass. Toast is Louisa and Michael.
So I prepared for this speech the same way I did for a presentation for a job interview. I didn't get the job. Firstly, I want to say Louisa, my wife. You look absolutely stunning, and I'd like to thank you for turning up. She stood me up a few times in the past, so I wasn't sure if she was going to turn up or not. Like the bridesmaids, I heard Colin and Kath are hard to please when it comes to who's good enough for the daughter. However, from day one, they've made me part of the family, So I've either done something right or you don't understand a word I say. I'd like to thank everyone who's made it today. People have travelled far and wide, as Colin said, from Scotland, Birmingham and other places. Big thanks to the team at Causey. It's been a smooth day so far. It's been amazing, so can't thank you enough. Courtney Fallon with the flowers. My mum and Louisa for the brownies. Get there before Gary does. Isabella and Ava for collecting the pine cones for all the tables. Rebecca and Terry for the amazing sweet card, which was made out of pallets, you wouldn't believe it. And Rebecca again for the stunning cake. I was going to thank Dave and Joe for the stag do, but I still feel hungover 6 months later. So, final thanks to the Newcastle fans. I was meant to check the score, but I haven't had a chance, so I've got no idea what's happening. I want to give a quick shout out to the people who can't make it today. I'm not going to name everyone, but I'm sure you all know who's missing. So if you can please raise your glasses with people who are no longer with us. Gone but not forgotten. Our first date. So I planned to meet Louisa for the first time, but she stood me up to eat pizza alone instead. Go back to what I said earlier. So I got straight on the phone to Tom, and planned a night out in Sheffield. Just as I was booking the train tickets, Louisa worked out that she could eat pizza and get me to pay for it if she met up with me. We'd met online, so we hadn't met in person, but she described herself as 5'11", and all her photos were from Australia, so I was expecting a tall, really tanned girl. If anyone knows Nottingham, we arranged to meet near South Bank City, which is a sports bar. I wanted to meet somewhere public, so in case she catfished me. As I was looking around for her, I then locked eyes on my true love. A Friday night Premier League match on the big screen. And it had a fine selection of lagers from around the world. The temptation was real. It was only then when I spotted the real Louisa and realised it's more acceptable to drink fancy cocktails on a date rather than sitting alone in the corner. This is when I knew for the first time we'd all be here today. So, to end, as a little bear once said, as soon as I saw you, I knew a grand adventure was about to happen. So if you can raise your glass to my bride, Louisa Donald. So, as Louisa always has to have the final word, she wants to say a few words herself.
So I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to lie, printer has missed half the words out, so I'm going to improvise. But although it's not traditional, I just wanted to say a few words. And I know I'm very well known for my long messages and being a bit of a chatterbox, but I am going to try and keep this short. So I just want to say thank you to my husband. You look amazing, and I was going to say well done for not shouting Sunderland as I got to the end of the aisle, which I've learnt through wedding planning apparently, although my favourite song is also the Sunderland chant for the football team. But I found out after I just wanted to say I've actually said it. I know we're not one for big displays of public affection, but I just want to take this time to say thank you for being you, for always making me laugh, always supporting me no matter what. There's no one else I want to share this crazy journey of life with, and thank you for putting up with me, because I know angry Louisa isn't always nice to be around. I'm so proud of what we've achieved together, the home we've created, and I'm excited for the times ahead. As you're all aware, and it's already been mentioned as well, me and Michael did long distance for a few years, and I think we'll both agree that although it's had its challenges, it definitely wasn't easy, but it's been worth every moment to get to where we are today. A special mention goes to Michael's family, so I know my parents have said as well, but for accepting me and making me feel so welcome from day one, from family meals and occasions, just to the day-to-day, and I'm forever grateful. And I know there's a lot of jokes about people's in-laws, but I can honestly say that I'm proud to call you my in-laws, and I'm honoured to take the name. And thank you to my family and friends as well, for supporting me always. A day in Louisa's mind sure has its waves of emotions, and you're always here to help me, including from the moment I found out about relocating, especially Mum, Dad, and Rebecca, Terry, helping me pack my life into that little mini The friends who have helped me with long distance, especially the long distance blues after leaving Michael, and keeping me smiling, and to the friends that I've made up here in the North East as well, and helping me call this place home. I know Michael already has said thank you, but I did want to say a special thank you to my bridesmaids and the flower girls. You've all been amazing, and you've been by my side every step of the way, pre-wedding and through the planning, and I can't thank you all enough. And for Rebecca and Hannah, for putting on the best hen party I could have asked for. The whole of York is now scarred of life at Michael's face. Mum has nearly learned to not sit those shots, but we'll see how we get on today. And I ended it with Sailor V and a box of onion rings and garlic more sauce. So what more could I have asked for? And finally, I just want to take this moment on behalf of my husband and I to thank every one of you for being here and sharing our special day with us. Many of you have travelled many miles to be here with us today. Individually, you've all supported us, both separately and as a couple, and for that we are forever grateful. So if you could all please raise your glass to the best family and friends. Thank you.
Yeah, so for those who paid attention today, I'm not Dave, I'm just a heavier version. So, Donald's got a type. So yeah, I first met Donald in Nottingham when I was tasked to teach him all I know about trains. He had just moved to a new city and he bought his first home. After almost 3 years of being my apprentice, and a good apprentice, weren't you, Donald? And around 1,000 supermarket lunches, he knew no more about trains, put on 3 stone, but he could recite every variation on a Tesco meal deal. However, this time was a total waste, because for those who didn't know, Donald met Louisa while under my guidance. What? Everyone knows, because it's all that's been spoken about. Anyway, so everyone in the office was certain Donald was on Grindr. But to all our surprise, he matched with Louisa. So now I say he matched, however there is a very good chance I was the one who swiped right on his behalf. As finding Donald a day became the only job either of us actually put effort into. And it was a lot of effort. we did some good shifts, didn't we? Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So, shortly after they became a couple, like you already know, Donald moved away. So they both made the effort and covered those miles, which did surprise me, as driving 3 hours for a date with Donald seems rather odd. However, clearly today proves the effort was worth it, and I'm sure we all agree they make a lovely couple and the day has been enjoyable so far. But it is young. Still young. Anyway, back to me and Donald. I once went out with Donald in Sheffield. After an afternoon of beers and football, and a pleasant day, it was nice, artistic. So, I left him at the train station, and because of all this knowledge he's got from trains, I thought, that'd be safe. He knows trains, Donald loves trains. So, I left him at the train station, and I went home for a family meal. Really nice meal, pleasant. And then, it turns out, he never found that train. But he did find the nearest pub. 3 hours later, he called me asking for my address and said it was in a taxi to mine. It's really nice. My parents loved it. So he arrived at mine, and making no sense, I just had to send him to bed. On his own. Which is a common theme. And then the next morning, I questioned him. He had no idea where he'd been, where his bag was, or what he'd been doing. However, he did remember his keys, so I could send him home with no conscience. So, anyway, this baby is a tray I later found out is as Al, his mates have seen so very often, and that's been labelled the Donald switch. But this Donald switch, between him saying 2 minutes and let's go, for such a nice guy, he disguises it well by becoming such an unreasonable prick. So on that note, though, Louisa and I, I wish you and Donald a long and happy life together. And remember, when life gives you lemons, make limoncello. So, this is a nice link, this. You might see a little shot of limoncello in these bags. And I show you on the last speech as well, so yeah, if everybody's ready for the limoncello.